Okay. Oh, he has a flare. Wow. I'm an attorney. I have a flare, and I wanted to weigh on this. On your stream today, you got into a discussion with Lauren Southern about the Florida bill. I was 1 hour behind the live feed, so I missed it in real time. Regarding the section prohibiting classroom instruction on sexual orientation and gender identity, the problem is not so much with the K through 3 part, it's the rest of the sentence, or in a manner that is not age appropriate or developmentally appropriate for students in accordance with state standards. That's not part of the K3 prohibition, so that's a separate one. Essentially, all classroom instruction on these topics is prohibited K through 3, and non-age appropriate or developmentally appropriate instruction is prohibited regardless of grade. Some people might argue that that's not a problem, since all instruction should be age appropriate. The problem is that enforcement of this is not done by the state. Instead, this law is enforced by the parents through civil suits. This means that instead of a single state standard for what is considered age appropriate, any parent who feels that the instruction violates this standard can sue. This empowers the most sensitive parents that are willing to sue to set the practical standard. And then he gave this example. You asked for an example of something bad that could happen under this bill. Based on what I raised earlier, I think it's easy to think of one. If an English teacher in a high school classroom wants to have a discussion about how Oscar Wilde being gay and how that might have impacted his poetry, all it takes is for one parent to think that topic is not age appropriate for their kid, for the school district to be the defendant in a lawsuit. And even if the school district might eventually prevail, the resources needed to defend that suit will in itself create a chilling effect. We are okay with a female teacher talking about having dinner with her husband tonight. Under this bill, could a male teacher get sued for saying he's having dinner with his husband? The problem is that for a civil suit, I think anybody can get sued for anything. I think that's the issue with it, right? Like, I could sue you for whatever the fuck I wanted to. Now, a judge will probably toss a lot of stuff, but like depending on the court that you're in, depending on what's like, you know, I think the issue is just that it opens up everybody to so much liability that wasn't there before, that you've essentially made every teacher scared to fucking death to talk about anything that might even like remotely bounce off the topics of sexuality or anything.